anonymously. They don't have to give us their identity. They can send reports to us on our officers who are misbehaving. They can also send to us compliments of our officers who are working very well and doing a good job. And they can also send information to us on areas where we need to act. And this system that we have set up this morning will enable us to collect data. The team at the Internal Affairs Unit will be active throughout these initial phases of this exercise as we go forward, so that we get information and act on it in real time as we go forward. Thirdly, I am very happy about what the DPP has just advised us, and I'm going to ask PS Kibicho that we will work with the Office of the Attorney General to apply for administrative forfeiture of some of these vehicles. I mean, the regional commissioner and the regional police teams in Nyanza, you know, some trucks we arrested with contraband goods, the owners have vanished. We had applied for administrative forfeiture and give those trucks to the IG. He needs them for work that he needs to do. So we are going to have those vehicles because there is a law, and that is the way we are going to go. We will work on this immediately so that these vehicles that are confiscated with contraband goods, where the owners take off, the law allows us to go to court and apply for that. Once we had applied for that and we are allowed, we take them and use them for public service, as it were. And we continue in that kind of direction. We'll be meeting next week with our colleagues from the ODPP and the others to look at how we can clean up police stations across the country by using technology to record evidence so that we can save our police commanders the untidy situation where they have old vehicles, old borders, and so on. We want those ones cleaned up. In fact, personally, I think we should give ourselves a deadline by 1st of July. If the other agencies and arms of government allow us to go forward on the proposals we are making to clean up the police stations so that we give the notices, because the commanders here are suffering. They can't use the police stations because we have vehicles parked there, borders, others even ran away, and so on and so forth, so that we can clean up our police stations and make them hospitable environment, clean working environments. But for the RCs and the CCs and the police commanders in the room, please read the handout from NTSA correctly. From Monday, no one will be operating if they do not obey the rules and the regulations as established. What is popularly known as the Michuki rules were not repealed. They are still part of our law. Let us go back to order. No one will be on the road. It doesn't matter who. No one will be on the road if they are not obeying the law. And let's be firm on this trajectory so that we can bring about order. And we will stay on this path for a long time to come. That's why we have created a multi-agency team to coordinate this so that we will review this periodically as we go forward and see what we can do. I am asking my colleagues in the room, especially you senior officials, RCs, CCs, and the others. This is work that we have to do together. And I believe that we should not give people work that we ourselves don't want to do. This responsibility involves all of us. When you are driving around your area of jurisdiction, stop over on the road. If you come to a roadblock, stop there, encourage the police officers you meet at the roadblocks, find out the information they have, who they are dealing with. I'm asking our PSs who are here. Myself and my colleague will do that also, because this involves all of us. It's about the safety of our people. It's about the order that we want to see in our country as we go forward. I keep going back to the message. We cannot continue to live this way. Kenya is better than this. We are better than this. This lawlessness and madness that has gone on cannot continue. We have to put this thing to an end. And by the way, for the police commanders who are here, Matatu owners have been telling us they have challenges at bus stops. There are people who run something they call a squad. They are not drivers, they are not touts. They have just appointed, they are sort of brokers or buccaneers of sorts. They wait for the buses, then they harass the genuine and bona fide drivers, arrest them, collect the whole lot of them. Sainapu has increased the budget for this month and next month for the remands. She is ready for them. Let's arrest them all, clean up these bus stops of these people, the people who harass passengers. If county governments cooperate with us, let us clean up this mess. And let us not waste time on this issue. We have to bring about order in the manner in which we are moving forward on this. Finally, I want to say this. We are interested in this because there is a direct correlation between the way in which public transport is managed and what happens there and the security of our people. Let me tell you, colleagues, there are 700,000 bodabodas that operate in Kenya today. The projections are that by 2020, there will probably be 1 million. If you go around the country, and no one knows that better than you guys, in almost every level 5 or level 6 hospital, there's a ward that has been set aside for accidents from bodaboda. In addition to that, that group of fellow Kenyans has become unruly in an unbelievable manner. In certain parts of the country, it operates like a mafia. Someone is involved in an accident, hits a bodaboda, and they all come and burn the car without even listening to what was happening. And this continues to this day. And at the risk of sounding like I'm revealing something, that this year will tell you, the other day when we were tracking some criminal activities, we ended up with a situation where we discovered that 3 of those people, IG knows that, who are involved in that, each one of them owns, I think, 9 or so bodabodas. And there are 3 people. So in total, they own 27 motorcycles operating in a particular region of Nairobi. And those 27 bodabodas are distributors of drugs. That's what they do in the evening. They operate at night. Let me say this so that I'm clear about this. Bodaboda is a good thing, and its introduction was actually for good reasons. And because it is helping our young people, let us support bodaboda, yes, but on one condition. It must be orderly, it must be clean. So my colleague CS Mashari and I are setting up a task force today. We will announce the names and everything in terms of reference on Monday. It will be chaired by a senior official from the Ministry of Transport, and we will second staff from Police and Interior, and we will request the Ministry of Transport to identify the bodaboda associations across the country, 1 or 2 of them to nominate representation, and we will give them until 31st of January to look at the new code of